froze. I was really scared. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, the house is haunted.
It was the sound I heard first. The sound of corduroys. As soon as I heard it, I knew it was the father. This was like someone I knew, and I knew that they were dead.
I'm the biggest skeptic. I'm the one having the experiences, and I'm the one who's saying, you know what, guys, I don't know. It could all be very natural. These things maybe are happening and there's a rational explanation for them. Maybe I didn't see any ghosts, maybe I was dreaming. The haunted house, that's a hard one. Even though I didn't see any ghosts, the things that happen there are really, really hard to explain away.
Science versus the supernatural. It's an age-old battle. And when these two worlds collide, anybody caught in the middle is in for some serious confusion. Hello, I'm Lawrence Chow. Welcome to Ghostly Encounters. Today, we'll look at what happens when somebody thinks they've seen a ghost and how that affects their idea of what's real. Our experts say we can become stressed when we think we've encountered the supernatural. That's because there's suddenly a conflict between our belief in the world of science and the very different belief in the world of ghosts and spirits. A conflict that can only be resolved by coming to a personal decision about the reality or unreality of the supernatural. Anita Robeson is skeptical about ghosts. Is this the result of her unshakable belief in the world of science, or is it because of something more personal and more tragic? Despite her doubts, Anita has had experiences that she can only describe as supernatural.
It was my first day at work by myself. I was there early. And I was in my office, and I heard the front door open, and I was quite certain that I had locked it. In fact, I was positive that I had locked it. I go, hello? I'm like, hello, hello, and I looked around a bit, and there was really no place to look. There was nobody there. There was definitely nobody there, and so I decided to give myself a little tour and make sure that everything was in its place. But I had also not seen every closet and every nook and cranny when I was originally hired. And I wasn't quite sure in which direction to go. It was a pretty big house, so there was one door I came to, and I looked at it, and I thought, oh, that's probably a closet. Doesn't really look like it's a room. Maybe I'll look in there later. Turned away from it and was trying to debate which direction to go, and suddenly I hear this and I turn back, and the door to the closet is open about this much. It was definitely closed. It was definitely closed before. There's nobody there. I didn't open it. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, the house is haunted. I went up to the door and I opened it the rest of the way, and unbelievably there were stairs going up to the attic. I thought, wow, the ghost is showing me where the attic is. This is really cool. I was afraid, but I was also very interested. So I went up to the attic, and there really wasn't much of anything of interest up there. So I thought, well, there's really nothing up here. So I stood there for a minute, and suddenly the room just got really, really cold. I should point out that this was in the summer, so it was certainly should not have been cold up there. If anything, it should have been hot. It was like a chill passed through my body. Like if you want to say it was a ghost, then maybe the ghost walked right through me, but it was that kind of a feeling that something really cold went through me. Then I got scared, so I hightailed down the stairs out of the attic. And I closed the door, and one thing I was very, very careful to do is to ensure that there wasn't something wrong with that doorknob. You know, maybe the wind blew it open, and I'm scaring myself with the stories of the house being haunted, and whatever happened earlier when the front door opened was probably my imagination. I probably forgot to lock it. I closed the door to the attic. It closed. There was nothing wrong with it. It wasn't loose. It wasn't something that could swing open by itself. Someone had to open it for it to open. At the end of the day, I locked the front door again. I made sure it was locked, put up the closed sign. Everyone was gone home. I had my end of the day paperwork to take care of. And I hear the front door open and a breeze sort of blows in. I just stayed at my desk. I didn't even get up, and I shouted out to the ghost. I said, "Could you please close the door behind you this time?" Click. So I guess he went home for the day or something. I don't know. I cannot explain it. And that was my first day on the job. And no, I didn't run screaming out of there. I came back. Fast forward to 1997, I was living in an old house, again, an old house, on Gladstone Avenue. I was renting the basement apartment. One night I was sleeping in my bed and I woke up and I looked at the door frame to my room and there was a man standing there. The light switch was on the wall behind my bed, so I popped up and turned on the light, and there was nobody there. I froze. I was really scared. I think at first I thought someone had broken into my apartment. I got up and looked around a bit, but clearly there was no one there, and the doors were all closed and locked, and there was no one in my apartment. So I was pretty creeped out, and a few nights later, I woke up, and this time it's the same guy